It's All Gravy with Teresa. Good afternoon. It's good to see y'all again. This is Teresa, and you are watching It's All Gravy with Teresa. We're here at our home in Bowling Green, Kentucky on an absolute beautiful day. The sun's not shining, but it's not raining, and we have a cool breeze, and it's just a pleasure to be sitting out here today. And I'm looking forward to, I love summer, but I'm looking forward to decorating for fall. I love the colors of fall. So we'll be doing that a little bit soon. So we'll show you what we come together with doing that. And it's always a good thing for the kids to help the projects for them. So today we're going to do a hopefully quick, you know me, but hopefully a quick little recipe on how to use your leftover chicken bones and stock. We're going to make stock. We're going to make homemade stock, and I'm going to go ahead and can mine. And I talked to Allie Bentley the other day, and we try to get all of the meat we can, we get from her. We get all of our beef from her, and most of our pork. Hopefully it will be all of our pork before long. And they're doing chickens now. So she has packaged, I think it's about 3 pounds maybe of chicken fat and bones. So we are going to do a little recipe to show you how to do that. And this is great for, you can go ahead and can it and keep it on your shelf just like your regular vegetables, and get it out for making soups, making chicken and dumplings. I mean, just bukus of ways that you can use it. And of course, like all other recipes that we pass down, there's different ways to do it. You can add vegetables, you cannot. What I did, I put on last night, I did not. I just put salt and pepper in it. But to add extra flavors, you can add vegetables to it. So that's what we're going to do today in the kitchen. Just a few things about It's All Gravy. Always, I want to thank you all so much for how fast this is taking off, for your likes, for your shares, for your following, for your subscribing. At Facebook, we are at 1,500, so we're so tickled. When we get to 2,000, we'll be giving away another t-shirt. And on YouTube, Clint said we're up to 75, which is great, but we want to make it to 1,000. So if you look at YouTube, if any of your family or friends look at YouTube, we would really appreciate getting those numbers up to 1,000. And whenever we make that mark, it opens more doors for us to be able to do more things with this show. So thank you in advance. I know you guys are going to do it. And remember, when we get to 2,000 on Facebook, we'll give away a shirt. And when we get to 1,000 on YouTube, we're going to give away a shirt. And speaking of the shirts, you can still get those. My daughter-in-law Mandy and my granddaughter Maddie are making those. Right now we just have gray color, and it says It's All Gravy with Teresa. We have, Clint did a great logo, and we added in a little memorial, I guess is what you call it, for Robbie, my son who passed away. And we love advertising with t-shirts. I have on my sister Melissa's shirt today. This is just one. She has some cute sayings on her shirts, and she's out Russellville Road by the Rockfield School. So if you're out that way, stop and visit her. My sister Connie has Con-Cons on Russellville Road, and they do, she has all kinds of cute shirts. She just come out with a tie-dyed one that's precious. So we're big on promoting ourselves. So if you need a shirt, you just let us know on here, It's All Gravy page, or you can private message me, and I'll hook you up with all the details. The other thing, we still have Patreon. That is a site where you can go and contribute to this cause. To Clint My son is doing all of the videotaping, the producing, the editing. He has learned all this on the fly and is spending his time doing that. And as much as I would like to say that I'm perfect and nothing needs editing, that's not true. So that would go to help pay him for his time, and also to put back for what It's All Gravy is going to do in the future. We're talking about doing a book, just all kinds of different things that we would like to approach and see if we can get done. So, what else have we got, Clint? Is that all on It's All Gravy?
I think so.
I think that's it for It's All Gravy. You know, I always like to put in a little something uplifting, something to help us get through the day. And I was thinking this morning when I was doing my reading, how everything is just in chaos. And thinking of my children here that I help, when no matter how much I love them, how much I have taught them, when they get afraid, they revert right back to their old behaviors. And I was thinking about that and how we are all like that until we learn to do different. And that takes practice, and that takes a lot of fortitude to make yourself not be in fear. And unfortunately, the world has just thrown all kinds of fear-mongering at us. And we have to learn that if we wake up in the morning and we're living, we're supposed to live. We're supposed to get out and live. And that doesn't mean don't be cautious. You know, try not to be in a big group. I do know I'm not going to be afraid anymore. I'm going to go ahead and live. We are cautious. We do use our mask. We use our mask when we go out into town. And our circle is kind of small. We keep the same people. I say small, you know, there's a lot of us, but we keep the same circle of people around us. And I think we need to do that for right now. Wash your hands. You know, don't be touching everything. You know, we go to town and I'm like, don't touch that, don't touch that. Keep your mask on. But so far it has worked for us. Nobody has been sick, and nobody in our immediate family has been sick. So for all those people who have been and have suffered, our prayers go out to you. I hope it's been a light case. Unfortunately, if we don't let this thing run its course, we're never going to be able to get back to normal. So that's what I'm praying for, that it run its course and we can get back to normal without all the fear. So in thinking of that, it came to me this morning, my little prayer card, the little prayer cards that Margaret got me, sent to me a few years ago, today's prayer. And it just went along with what I was thinking, which a lot of times it does. And it's, excuse me, sorry y'all, I'm blind as a bat. And it comes from Psalms 23:3. He restoreth my soul. And I believe that. I believe if we just put one foot in front of the other and we try our best, we're going to get to where we're supposed to be. And so I'm going to read Psalms 23. It's a beautiful poem. It's beautiful. You know, he is, when my life is in shambles, a lot of times I go to the Bible and I just read in Psalms because they're beautiful songs and poems. So that's what I'm going to do. And I always like to tell you a little story, and then I'm going to read this and shut up, I promise. But my sister Melissa, we used to go to church at New Gaspar Baptist Church years ago when we were kids. And Rick and Mabel Burden would come and pick us up and take us to church. And Melissa, I believe, was about 4 years old, and she got up in front of the whole church and recited the 23rd Psalm. And it was beautiful. That she did a great job with it, and you know, I always remember that about how she was just a tiny little thing, and to get up there and not be afraid in front of the whole church. was a special thing. So shout out to Rick and Mabel for taking us to church, and to my sister Melissa today. And this is the 23rd Psalm. And I'm reading out of the NIV version of the Bible today. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right path for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And all of those words just are so true for me through the darkest days of my life. And I've talked to you all about Robbie dying and how hard it was for me to come back from that. But I always had just a pinhole of hope. And for those of you who are suffering today from depression, from financial problems, from illness, whatever that is, just hold on. If you have just the faith of a mustard seed, he's going to pull you through. So thank you all so much for listening to my rambling. Thank you for watching our videos, for liking, sharing, following, and YouTube subscribe. We are now going to head to Teresa's kitchen and mess with some chicken parts. Hey guys, we're in Teresa's kitchen. Got my hands washed good. Our counters have already been bleached down and cleaned today. And like I told you earlier in our intro, we are going to make homemade chicken stock today. And our friends over at Bentley Farms came by and brought me, they packaged these up to sell. This is soup bones. So it is whenever you get through with the chicken and the stuff that you're not going to use, the back and the fat, the extra bones, and they package all this up and sell it. So we are making homemade chicken stock today, and I'm going to go ahead and can mine when I get finished with it. And you can put it down with your vegetables that you can for the winter, or for just using. And you have good stock for making dumplings, for making soups. You can just use it for all kinds of things. And this is all grain-fed and no antibiotics in it. And that way this is more of living intentional. We're not throwing away things that we can use to make something else. So we'll just start here with, this is actually enough for two batches of chicken stock. And what I did with mine, you can see that's after it has cooked about 14 hours in the slow cooker. You see that good rich broth? I'll try to get you a little bit up here on the spoon so you can see it. See how good and rich that is? It looks great. So all we did, I put the chicken, thawed chicken, in here, and I added a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper to mine, and 5 cups of water. Whatever your crock pot will hold, that's how much I would put in there. Optional, if you want, you can add celery, carrots, potatoes, onions, anything to give it a little flavor. And the next batch that I do, I'll be using the vegetables in it. If you put the vegetables, whenever you take all this out, you would put it in a cheesecloth or a strainer and make sure that you get all the vegetable bits out. But for me, I'm just going to get this chicken out of here. Excuse me, Clint. maybe these will do it. And see how great that is? That just falls all to pieces, all cooked up. And then when I get all these bones out, I will put this through a strainer to make sure that I don't have any bones in my stuff. That's even got a little meat on there. But when you make your vegetable soup, oh man, this would be so good. And like I said, with mine, I'm going to can it today. You can actually, keep this in the refrigerator for a couple of weeks. But we are learning to live with less. We're being intentional. So we're not throwing any of this stuff away that we can use for something else. So I'll be canning mine, and when you put it in the canner, we'll show you the finished product when we get done. You put it in the canner on 10 pounds of pressure for 25 minutes, quart jars. And then you just let it set and cool. And then you will be ready to put it up. So there we go. There's our pieces. A little bit of meat in there. So it's got a great flavor. And again, all I put in mine is just salt and pepper. And I'm going to get the strainer again. I'm sorry, Clint. I thought I was ready, but I told you there's always something going in this house. Well, today's one of those days where there's always something going on in this house. But I've got my pot that I'm going to put it in. When you are getting ready to can it, you can put it in your pot, bring it to a boil, make sure your jars are hot. And the way I do those, a trick that I learned from my mom, I put them in the oven. I put it on 200. I set them in the oven and let the jars get hot, and it takes about 20 minutes for them to be good and hot. Your rings, I'll put the rings in lids, and I'll have them boiling in water. They'll be hot. So you put hot juice into hot jars, hot lids and rings, and then you put it into your pressure cooker. The water needs to be over top of the jars. Or 3 inches, I think, is what you usually, when you're pressure cooking. I'm sorry, I was talking about cold packing. When you're putting it in here, you need 3 inches of water in your pressure cooker. You seal it up. You put it, get the temperature up to 240 or 10 pounds. Put your 10-pound ring on there and let it cook for 25 minutes. Turn your heat off. And then you let them set for 15 minutes, and you take them out, and you got a good looking stock. So we'll show you all that after we finish it. But this, I'm going to pour this over and let you see how great it looks. If you want to get a picture while we're pouring, Clint. That looks so good. I think I probably got a little more juice in here, so I will also add that. But look at that. That's going to make a couple of jars of good looking homemade stock that you can put in your crock pot, which you can leave it all day while you're at work. I actually put mine on last night because I knew we were going to film today. And that's it. Easy peasy. Remember, Bentley Farms, they have got a website up now, and be watching. They're going to have some promo codes where you can get a special deal. We have been using them for all of our beef, and we're going to start using them for our chicken. And most of our pork also comes from them. So give them a shout if you are trying to live without all the additives. I know everybody can't do that, but we've made a decision to try and do that for our family. This will work with any chicken bones, any chicken fat. So thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in a little bit and show you our canned chicken stock, all homemade fresh. Alright guys, here we are back with our finished product. Look at that beautiful stock. We went from this, it's from Bentley Farms, and I think she calls it soup bones. Chicken, fat, and bones. And you can use any chicken, but we're using Bentley Farms today. So we go from this process, what we showed you earlier, and then after you put it in the pressure cooker, 25 minutes on 10 pounds, you let it cool off, and then this is your finished product, which just turned out beautiful. Also, for me, I like to use everything. So these bones that Allie is selling still have plenty of meat left on them. So I'm actually going to go through here. See, there's some good looking chicken pieces. I'm going to go through and pick out these pieces and either use it for chicken salad or make some chicken and dumplings. So nothing around here goes to waste. We're going to try to do that. I will say, out of this size crock pot, and I'm sorry, I don't know how many cups are in it, but I put 5 cups of water and cooked it down. That made 1 quart jar and 1 pint jar, which is the smaller jars, just so you kind of know where you're at with that. And that's it, guys. Good homemade chicken stock that's ready for you to make your soups, anything else that you need stock in. So I thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you will give Bentley Farms a shout and try out their meats. They're great. And I am thanking you again for watching, for liking, sharing, and following. Also, if you will go to YouTube and tell all your family and friends and enemies to go to YouTube and to subscribe on YouTube. If we can get to 1,000, we're going to give away a t-shirt. And like I said earlier in the intro, if we get there, that opens some more doors for us. I've really enjoyed you all. I thank you for all your feedback. We're taking it. We're going to try to do some eggplant. We've had calls for that. For fried okra, I just had fried okra the other night for supper. Different things that you're calling in. And then we're going to, tomato pie. My friend Carol Bentley, who does hair at Wrap It Up, she brought me a tomato pie yesterday. So we've got that on the list of things to do. It's absolutely delicious and easy to do. So I'm excited about making that. And then we need suggestions for getting ready for Thanksgiving. I thought we would try to put together a whole meal starting in October, and we will do all the fixings, whatever you guys think you would like to have for your table. Remember, we're doing it, we're living intentional, and we are using what we have. So I'm excited about putting that meal together for everybody. Again, thank you guys so much. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you in a few days.